Hi guys, it's Ali here. It's the 30th of June 2018. It's quite late. It's about 11:30, I think. As you can see, I'm tucked up in bed, but I'm determined to get this video done. I'm 5 weeks post-op and I did 3 weeks Optifast. Before that, I've lost 17 kilos. My starting weight was 116. I'm now 99.2. So very happy so far. I've just got home from going out for dinner, and I thought I knew what I was going to order, but the restaurant changed its menu, so I had something similar. I had a little, like a entree size scallops with pureed pumpkin and some sort of delicious apple salad, but I ate one scallop. So it was a very expensive scallop. It cost me about $18, but it was all about the company and I had a great night. So that was good. I was on 2 weeks fluid. Then I went to 2 weeks puree, and then as of Wednesday last week, I could go straight to eating any food and having any drinks I want. I was a bit reluctant. I was really busy with end of financial year, so I wasn't as prepared as I would have wanted to have been. But the best part about that is that I was able to work out that I had some healthy options that wasn't takeaway at busy times or stressful times, things like that. So green smoothies and pureed foods were still pretty much what I used for a good while, or for a number of days when I could have been eating normal food. The best thing was on Friday, today is Saturday, so yesterday, I went to see my surgeon and my dietitian, and had a great visit. So basically the dietitian said my 17 kilo weight loss over 8 weeks, given my starting weight of 116, was really good, on par with what he wanted and would have expected. The dietitian was a very invaluable visit because I said to her, I eat this and I eat that and I don't feel great. And she basically said, what we all know but need reminding is that your tummy will take something one day and then it won't take it the next day. One meal you'll be able to eat a quarter of a cup, the next meal you'll have a teaspoon or a bite and you'll be done. And unfortunately you just have to, well, it's just the way it is. It's the nature of the surgery, and you need to work with it. So I was getting pretty down about what I could eat. There's definitely a big emotional adjustment, a big mental... Oh, dropped the phone. There you go. It all happens to the best of us. There's a big mental, emotional and physical adjustment, of course, with this surgery, and it didn't matter how much research I did. It didn't matter how much I know, and how much I realised that the mind would play games. It did, and it won for a few days. I actually haven't done a video for a while because I think I just would have cried through the whole thing. That doesn't mean I didn't appreciate the surgery. It doesn't mean I wasn't thrilled with the surgery or dedicated to the surgery, but yeah, the way I felt was the way I felt, and it wasn't regret. It wasn't over food. I just felt pretty rotten. It was really hard work. So coming out of that now, I think it's really interesting. When I spoke to the doctor, he gave me some pretty hard facts maybe, or just told me how it was. He said to me that basically the surgery does a number of things. One, it restricts the physical aspect of how much you can absorb into your tummy, but it also reduces the hormone ghrelin because, I didn't do the video this afternoon because I was yawning straight through it, and I'm doing it again. So this is really bad form, but I'm going to do this video. I'm so determined because I've been promising for ages and I haven't done it, and that really annoys me. So bear with me in bed yawning and carrying on, but I am going to do this video. So he said, obviously, there are a number of aspects to the surgery. One being that you have a restriction, that your tummy's really small, so you actually physically can't fit as much food in. I wonder what that weird reflection is on my glasses. It's horrible. And I can't stop it. Oh, there we go. Then the second one is that the lining of the stomach produces the hunger hormone ghrelin, and that actually makes you hungry all the time. Well, the bigger your tummy, the more of that hormone you have, so that you're hungry more often. So it also helps with that. But there is another side effect of the surgery that's currently being looked into and investigated, and that is the very dramatic turnaround of weight-related illnesses for a lot of people. So I had really high blood pressure for a number of years, and basically straight after the operation, my blood pressure was normal. So obviously that's not totally related to weight loss, because I hadn't lost it all. I hadn't lost, a huge amount or anything. So they're actually looking into it. So I had a very interesting discussion with the doctor about that, because I'm interested in all that stuff. And I had done some reading on it as well. So we're really, really fortunate when we have this surgery. Apparently, it really shocks your body and your body starts losing weight. But the body doesn't like to lose weight. It actually, there's an evolutionary response to weight loss, rapid weight loss in particular, that causes these plateaus that we experience. So my doctor said to get the body to lose weight, you have to put it into shock, which is what very much this operation does. Then 6 months post-op, you've come to the time where you've reached, you're coming to the end of your absolute maximum weight loss, or the most dramatic weight loss. The most of your weight that you're going to lose, you'll lose in the first 6 months. Then he said the second 6 months, so up until 12 months, you'll still lose weight, but it won't be as dramatic. It won't be as much. Then once you get to 12 months post-op, you basically have the same weight loss rates as any normal person. So the stomach or the operation gives you no greater advantage 12 months post-op than anyone else. But of course, your tummy is still smaller. So hopefully you're still not getting the amount of ghrelin, you're still not getting all of that stuff. So you should still be, I said to him, so has the operation made it harder for me to lose weight post 12 months post-op? And he said, no, you're just back on the level playing field. So I'm only 5 weeks post-op, so I can't comment on that yet. But interestingly, what he did say to me, which was quite disappointing, was that he would expect I would get to 80 kilos. I could expect to achieve a weight loss to get to 80 kilos. I said, you're kidding? And he said, no. I said, well, that's pretty disappointing, because I went on Cohen's Lifestyle Clinic diet about 8 years ago now, and mind you, I was younger, but I lost 35 kilos in 6 months, and I was eating, very restricted, but I was eating, and he said, well, people that have my maximum weight, if I was higher weight, I would lose more. But yeah, so I basically said, well, my goal's 70 kilos. So I'm going to get to 70 kilos. And he said, well, he hopes he's surprised, but he wasn't convinced. And he was, quite sure that I'd only get to 80 kilos. So this new person that's come out of making this decision to have this surgery and lose weight and regain control of my life has suddenly just challenge accepted. It's on. So I really hope when I go back and see him in 6 months' time, or anything under 80 kilos will be awesome. But I'd love to be 70. But we're going on a big trip, 3-week trip overseas in September. So I don't know, or actually September, October. So it'll be interesting to see if I can actually lose the weight still while traveling, but that's further on. Food intake, that's been really interesting. I've had a really good food day today. If you duck over to my page, Ali's Bariatric Journey on Facebook, there's a lot more detail there, and plus there's pictures and things. I am so glad that I've done it. And I love watching other people's journeys, and I love watching the before and after photos and things like that. So I was probably thinking I was going to do a longer post and talk a lot more, but it is late and I'm really tired, and I'm not prepared, or certainly not as much as I would be. But I've been watching Dr. Duck Vong, DUC is his first name, Vong, VUONG, and he's got a lot of interesting stuff. I've actually posted a video on my Facebook page where he talks about the life of a gastric sleeve, and that takes you through the first 12 months. There's the oh my god, what have I done period after post-op. Then there's the honeymoon period where the weight's falling off you, you're on a high, people are noticing, and then it goes right out to the fact that I think, is it 1 in 3 people regain all their weight, or 2 in 3 people regain a certain percentage of their weight, and that the studies on those weight gains, he says, are a bit scattered because, or not that reliable, because after 5 years, people don't, if they've failed or if the surgery's failed and they haven't lost the weight or been able to keep their weight off, they don't go back to the surgeon and there's no follow-up done. So I guess over and over we need to be aware and realise and understand that we're given a tool, and this tool is setting us up to really get a great hand for 12 months to be able to take control of our weight, lose weight, and regain some good health and vitality. But it does show that it is a lifestyle change. You do have to change quantities and types and things like that. So I guess I knew that. I guess maybe not to the exact extent, but my goal is to change my lifestyle, not have a surgery and do what I did expecting a different outcome. So, yeah, it's quite sobering really that we go through all of this and we get great results, but then it does come back to us. So I worked really hard on some emotional and some mental issues I had. Certainly my relationship with food's not been good. That's why I'm obese, or I was morbidly obese, and now I think I'm just obese. So I've been working on it for a long time, and it was probably after working on it and getting a lot of good results, or whatever, coming to terms with things, sorting them out, that it was only now that my psychologist said, look, she thinks I'm ready to have the surgery. And I was, and I am. But I just think, there's a lot of work to be done on making sure that you have strategies to deal with comfort eating, with emotional eating, how to deal with anger, how to deal with the changes in your body, making sure you find time to do exercise. The doctor made it very clear to me. He expected me to exercise 4 times a week, and he wanted me to do very high impact exercise as much as possible. That's not feasible for me. I'm actually under a physio, trying to actually, this sounds really weird, so I'm not disabled, or I don't have limited mobility or anything like that, but my gait, my walking is very stiff. I don't have a lot of movement in my back from osteoarthritis, and when I say lack of use, like certain areas of my back just don't move anymore because I've protected them with pain and things like that, or from pain. So I'm actually learning to get my entire spine moving the way it should again, and learning to walk properly with proper movement in my hips and lower back. Though if you see me walk, I can walk, so don't overstate that. So I can't do high impact exercise. It would be very silly for me to start high impact exercise. So he said, just get your heart rate up 4 times a week. So I've started doing, or I tried to start doing water aerobics 2 days a week, but I'm house sitting for my daughter in Bathurst. So end of financial year for work, it's all been a bit busy. But you have to cope during busy times. You have to stick to what you need to do, which I have done. A little bit difficult. Still stayed on puree food a little bit too long, or longer than I needed, but it was easy and it was there. Yawning again, time for bed. Oh, excuse me. So I think ultimately right now I'm starting to eat more normal food, but tiny portions. And the dietitian did say to me that the feelings I had, which aren't easily recognizable as becoming full, being full, and being over full, they're just really weird. So I made a little rule that when I was thinking, okay, I'll have one more, no more, when I was eating a meal, I'm actually, as soon as I have that thought, I'm stopping. And that worked really well today. Had a delicious lunch. Green smoothies, best things ever. So I'll just tell you what's in my smoothie. It is on the Facebook page as well. But I have a large dessert spoon of LSA, which is the linseed, sunflower seeds and almond meal mix. I have a large dessert spoon of Boomer's protein powder. I have some baby spinach. I fill it up with coconut water, and I add a large dessert spoon of Gianna fat-free natural yogurt, and I put in about a third of a banana. The riper the banana, the better, and a strawberry, and it's beautiful. And that quantity does me for 2 breakfasts. And then I did a lovely blend of ham, halloumi cheese, tomato, cooked in olive oil, and I just ate it on a lettuce leaf. But the lettuce leaf was one of those really thick, hard lettuce leaves. So